Hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable with Dominic Sicali. Glad to see everybody on. Let me start the show to Chloe. So sorry to hear about your dad. I sent you my email. Hit me up if you want to talk on the phone, or we could work something out where we get on the phone. If you need some support, I'm here for you. And hopefully your dad will pull through. And you shouldn't be stressing about materialistic things. That's for sure. Life is way too short. His health is more important. A lot of people, they just get too stressed out with material things, and like I said, it's not worth it. So if you need someone to talk to, Chloe, reach out to me via email and we'll set something up. With that, folks, again, thank you for all the love and support with everything. Good morning, Danny. Good morning to everybody. Actually, it's good afternoon now. 12:01. 12:01. So today we're going to talk about Joe Massino, what he enacted when he came out of prison as the Bonanno crime family boss. Remember, he was in prison when he was anointed official boss of the Bonanno crime family. And we'll go into a lot of different things that went on. Some shakedowns with electric company that involved the Gambino crime family. And then we had Scammy get involved towards the end after, he rose to power. And we'll go through all that. But first off, I want to thank our sponsor, EG Vodka. Go to egvodka.com. Order it today, 100% gluten-free, organic, and great tasting vodka, best on the market. Woo, folks, just having a rough day myself, dealing with some idiots. And I hate dealing with stupid people just because they have money. They think they know everything. But meanwhile, a lot of them are just buffoons. So we're dealing with a lot of stupidity today, but it's part of life. Part of life, you have to get through it. I just hate when people just have zero common sense and make no sense when they say things. But I guess to each his own, and is what it is. So it's part of life, getting through it. The tough times, the good times, enjoying them. When the tough times come, you have to step back sometimes and weigh the entire situation. And sometimes it may call for just walking away from everything totally because it's really not worth stressing. So, but we'll see how things go. Anyway, I'm sure there's much better days to come. So, before that, maybe we'll read some comments before I go into the stories. Money does not make you smart. That's so true. So true. I tend to wonder sometimes people that are actually in a position of wealth. And when you hear them, they speak well, but when you see how they do things, you're like, how the hell did this idiot, like, it's just luck. I call it luck. So, but, it happens. It happens like that. Keep it up, Dom. You're the real thing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Would you do a sit down with John Panisi and have you met or spoke to him? I never met with him, never spoke with him. Yeah, no, I would sit down with him. He's the only people I wouldn't sit down with are trolls. So uh, I'm accessible. If he wants, he knows how to reach out, get in touch with me, and I'm sure that would be interesting. So we have two different views on a lot of different things, but I think it would be an interesting topic. Um, what's up, Pete? I'm glad to see you back as always. Lee, I have 7 doctors in my family, and I've seen them to do stupid shit, some stupid shit. That happens. It's just amazing, but it is what it is. I mean, for me, it's 12 o'clock. My day started at, I rolled out of bed maybe about 3:45. Had a good day going until about 8 o'clock in the morning. I have to deal with stupidity and people's ignorance, but that's all part of life. Just pick yourself up and go and continue to do it. Put my bottle back. Put the bottle back. Thank you. She's trying to take my EG bottle. There she goes, touching my table. This is my sponsor bottle. I say go to egvodka.com. So, but with that, I'll lead into the story. Before Massino was released from prison, he would have all the Bonanno capos meet at least 3 times a year. Following Massino's release, the capos met less frequently, of course, because now the boss is home. But the reason why he did that was the fact to keep the strength, keep everybody in line. And that was a good sense because it keeps him with his ear to the ground because everybody would tell him what's going on, as opposed to all the captains being separated. Now there were some captains that he wouldn't know what was going on until these meetings occurred. So that was a smart move on Joe. And like I said, Joe was very sharp, wise, cunning, and I don't think there's anybody out there that played the game better than him. For him to dupe the prosecutors on the Vinny Basciano case, Joe is, and we had some sharp prosecutors. I mean, Greg Andres was one of the sharpest prosecutors out there, and he got duped with Joe's BS. But it happens. Joe Massino was released from prison in approximately 1992. Sometime thereafter, the release, Joe called a meeting with all the captains. Anthony Spiro, the consigliere, and Sal Vitale, who was the underboss at the time of the meeting. Joe was on supervised release, so he didn't attend the meeting at all, which it just shows the faith he had in his brother-in-law and Spiro, just to spearhead everything. Me, myself, something like that of that importance, I would have went. I would have attended if I was the boss. That's where I disagreed with Joe, but he did everything for a reason. I would have went to show the guys, here, I'm here for you. I won't be accessible for the next few years while I'm on supervised release. Everything will go through Sal, but I would feel you would gain more respect from your guys doing it that way. But, he did it differently. The meeting took place at Vinny Diamante's building in Queens. Present there was Frankie Lino, Sal Vitale, Louis Haha, Tony Green, Anthony Spiro, T.G. Graziano, we know Anthony, Joe Sanders, that's Camerano, Lil Charlie, Vinny Asaro, Joe Dez. I mean, you had a lot of people, George from Canada, and Louis Restivo. And at that meeting, they basically told them Joe wanted everybody to step down, that Joe would be doing a reevaluation of the captains. And Joe did that to show he's the boss. The boss is home. Let me be in charge. So they were all basically on status quo. Not necessarily they had stepped down from a captain because you need somebody running the groups, the Dejin. What he meant by that is I might be making some changes. So right now, everybody, even though you have the official position, it's a moot position. It'll be status quo, keep it the same, but you might be getting knocked down. I might be making some changes. So he did that to be fair with everybody, to let everybody know they're basically now on a trial period and changes may be coming. So, which I think was also a good move because it actually solidifies the boss. They all agreed. Nobody complained about that. So when Massino finally finished his supervised release, he called for captains to meet with him. Frankie Lino met with Massino at the Hilton Hotel near Kennedy Airport. Vitale, Robert Lino Jr., Big Lou, James Taglione were there. They were all present for the meeting. And Joe Massino told Frankie Lino that he and Taglione would remain captain. So they were the first two that were informed that they would stay at the captain position. Joe was satisfied with how they conducted things, especially within his absence. So that I think was a real good move as far as what Joe did. It kept the strength in the family. It showed all the captains who was the boss, that he was taking control. And I think it was a smart move. It's a smart play, and it gains you even more respect, especially now. I would call it like a reassignment or a qualification again, and for Joe to affirm that, you feel good about the boss. Oh wow, the boss really likes me, and it's a good way. It's a good maneuver. It's a good play. I gotta give him that. Now we had a guy named Frank. He owned an electric company in Staten Island. Frank was friends with Billy Reinhardt, um, and was close friends with Robert Lino Sr. and Frankie Lino. Frank ran an electric company in Staten Island in the 80s. Frank was being harassed by Gambino soldier Tommy Bellotti. So Lino went to Joe Massino and advised him that Frank would give them $100,000 a year for protection from he wanted it from Bellotti and the Gambino crime family. So Massino instructed Lino to tell Frank, let Bellotti know that he was around the Bonanno crime family. That's like one of the oldest moves in the book. Um, so I did it on a few occasions, and then you would have a sit down, or they would just back up because they know they don't want a headache with you. So this went on for about 5 years. Frank paid $100,000 to the Bonanno crime family. Robert Lino Sr., Massino, Frank Lino, and Billy Reingold. Massino, what he did was took the 100,000 and split it 4 ways, which he didn't have to. He could have he could take him maybe 60, 70%, and then have the other 3 whack it up. But Massino, I believe that was a fair move. He split it 4 ways. So it was 25,000 a year. Nice little income, 5 years. They all split. What does that come out to? $125,000 a piece in the 5-year period. It was around 1985 that Frank was being pressured to give Bellotti approximately 200,000. So here's the Gambinos come back into the fold. Frank Lino approached Massino regarding the 200,000. Massino instructed Frank to hold off on paying Bellotti. Bellotti was murdered a couple of weeks later. So I'm sure Massino was aware what was going on, because him and John were very close. So he knew something was going to happen for him to tell him to wait up. After that, you have Sammy the Snake Gravano. He met with him and Frankie DeChico, visited the Bonanno family, and they went and they spoke with Frank as well, and he told him, you have to give us 100,000. And it was said that, okay, the Bonanno said, okay, we'll split it. We'll split it 100,000 apiece, which they've been getting 100,000, so it was nothing for them. As a result, then I guess later on, Frank didn't pay the Bonannos anymore. So as a result, our boy Romanello, who I spoke to about yesterday, Patty Muscles, was sent to beat up Frank. He beat him up so severe that Frank remained in the hospital for a month, 1 month. So that's the type of work he did. So, and they made a point, like, you are going to pay us. And then for some reason, whatever happened, that's it. That was the last payment they received. But Frank was in the hospital for over a month, actually. That's how bad he got beat down. So it's funny, folks, how the life works, how the extortion works. And it's funny how people would pay. I had a company around me, Liberty Concrete. And like I said, good group of young guys. And I told them, I says, I don't want anything from you guys, but at Christmas time, look out, especially during the year if I have to speak up for you. Our first altercation was they were heading into Staten Island. The truck was stopped. And they said, no, you can't deliver concrete here because this is Gambino territory. When it came to me, I brought it to Vinny. We sent word back. Our guys are going there. You can't control the whole island. And that was it. Vinny looked into it with the other crime families. Nobody knew anything of it. They just said that was something they put in place, but they can't control the whole island. So I sent word back. I forgot, it might have been Scal Mix. I forgot the name of the company. But we sent word back that, let me tell you something. Something happens to one of my trucks, I'm going to do 10 times worse to your trucks, your guys. So let's not go there. And you know what? My guys went to Staten Island. There was no altercation after that. Then another time they were owed maybe about $45,000 from a job. And I went, spoke to the people. Listen, you have to pay. They thought they were just going to beat them. They wound up paying. So around Christmas time came, they gave me an envelope for about $25,000. And, that's for helping them out with collections, whatever, that's the benefit of being around an organized crime figure. And I would use them on our jobs. We would get better pricing, but we paid our bills, and that was it. So then you had in the late 80s, Frankie Lino frequented Camerano's club in Brooklyn. They have Joker poker machines were there near the club, Metropolitan Avenue in Queens. In the late 90s now, you have Lino had a sit down with Camerano. The purpose of the sit down was to transfer a guy named Ronald Kaluka, who was a Bonanno soldier, from Lino's crew to Camerano's crew, and transfer Anthony Rubito, who was a soldier at the time, from Camerano's to Lino's crew. The exchange was made because of Ronald. He had a big Joker poker business that was profitable. And at that time, Camerano didn't have enough earners in his crew. So what Joe did, he tried to balance it out, which is good, because every crew should have, you need some earners, and you have to have, guys who are willing to put work in. Should be well balanced. So that was a good move on Joe's part. Now, folks, a surprise in this story, and this is going to be a short little snippet, but it's funny, and I try to keep things real. And like I said, Joe played the game better than anybody, especially when he cooperated. He lied about the prosecutor. He tried blaming Vinny, but meanwhile, Joe orchestrated that whole thing because he knew he could entrap Vinny on a tape. And that's what Joe did to make it look like it was Vinny. Remember, Joe failed the lie detector twice. Then add insult to injury. Joe made it look like Vinny appointed himself as boss, which wasn't true at the time. Remember, and what I'm going to tell everybody, this came out of Joe Massino's mouth to Frankie Lino. And I don't know at what point. I think this is before, it had to be before Lino cooperated with the government. In 2003, Massino informed Lino that Joe Camerano Sr., Vinny Basciano, and Anthony Tony Green was serving on a committee running the Bonanno crime family for Massino while he was incarcerated. So, folks, how could Massino, here's what happens. The three of them, you hear that? You have three bosses, basically. The three captains, all running the crime family. Actually, Tony Green was the acting boss. Joe Camerano was the underboss / consigliere. And Vinny was an official captain. But he has the three of them running the show. So basically, they all have equal vote. Okay? Technically, it's a three-board panel. But they just put the structure there just out of respect. And I was there for a lot of meetings with Vinny and Tony Green. And Vinny made a lot of suggestions Tony went with. And they respected Vinny's opinion and his thoughts. And these meetings were almost every day. We meet up, sit down, and go over it. How could Joe have him being part of the administration running the crime family? Now, what I'm getting at is, at some point, Tony Green, Camerano get locked up with a bunch of other guys. Who's left in that administration? Vinny. So who's the top dog? Vinny. That's when Vinny took the reins, sent word into Joe. Hey, everybody got locked up. I'm here. Do you want me to take control? And Joe sent word back. Absolutely. So when Vinny took control, it was through Joe. And it was just when things go in succession, Vinny was the next in command. Of course he's taking control. So for Joe to pass a comment, Vinny anointed himself boss, that's a lie. That's inaccurate. And Vinny told everybody, listen, I'm taking the reins here. At the end of the day, Joe makes the decisions. He's our boss. If he decides otherwise to put somebody else there, it's his call. I'll follow whatever he says. My loyalty's with Joe. Those were Vinny's exact words. So just on Joe Massino's own words, back in 2003, Vinny was part of the administration, a 3 governing panel. When the 2 get taken out, who's left there? Vinny's by himself. So that's what Vinny did. So for Joe to make any other statements about Vinny, saying Vinny anointed himself, that's another lie. Vinny didn't anoint himself. He fell into the position because he was next in line. Nobody else was there. And Joe never made any changes. So with that, that's the way it is. We have one more story, but I'm holding this for tomorrow. This is with Canada. Has to do with Canada, where it taken place back in the day. This is stuff, folks, I didn't even know. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about Tommy Karate. We're going to talk about Bruno. We're going to talk about George from Canada, Sasha. We have a lot of guys from Montreal traveling back and forth. And the things they did. New York Mets players. The New York Mets, folks. What else? This is going to be a good one. It's amazing. The New York Mets. This is how organized crime. And you know what? There was a politician that was made with the Bonannos. A politician we had. This is when the Bonanno crime family was powerful. Very powerful. So stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll come at you at 12 p.m. tomorrow live. I'll give the pre-app with Canada, New York Mets, Tommy Karate, everybody who went to Canada, what was told, what was said. Carmine Galante was mentioned in that meeting, where they had close to 36 made men at the meeting. That's how powerful the Bonannos were in Canada. So stay tuned tomorrow, 12 p.m. for that story. We'll go through that. I'll answer some questions. And folks, I got to show you this. This is what I found yesterday. And for some reason, I got so depressed. I wound up coming home at 3 p.m, and I just went in the bedroom. I didn't want anything anymore. I just couldn't take it. Here's what I found yesterday. And look at this. Look at that. I went to an animal shelter, and that's the first cat. First cat I saw. I'm like, oh my God. If this cat's not like telling me something, take me. So I'm going to go back there today with Maddie and check her out. She's 9 months old. And that's it. I mean, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. As soon as I walked in, the cat sitting up going like this. I'm like, oh my Lord. So they had me a little upset. So my fluff. But that's at a shelter. So hopefully it'll still be there today. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So with that, I'll start answering some questions, and then I have to run. Let's see. What do we have? Xavier James. I requested a live 302s. It takes forever. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's for sure. Dom, did you ever meet Alphonse Tuco? No, Ronnie One Arm Son. Al, I don't think I did. I don't think I ever met him. I met Ronnie One Arm. I knew him. We met at MDC Brooklyn, the Metropolitan Holding Facility, back in 2005. Dom, did you know a guy, Louis Cigars? He died at a Bonanno family poker game back in '07. Oh, wow. Louis did die. Yes, I knew him. Louis was actually in my crew. He ran Vinny's club on the Westchester Avenue in the Bronx. And may he rest in peace. I liked Louis a lot. Nice guy. Nice guy. Nice old timer. I had to pull him up a few times. He didn't know how to introduce properly when you introduce him to made men. And it is what it is. It's just, but may he rest in peace. Condolences out to his family. Great day, Big Dom. Right here with you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Yeah, not everybody has good days. I know this is not one of my good days, but you get through it. You grind it out, and that's it. CJ, thank you for the contribution. Did you think Massino had any regrets or remorse? Absolutely not. Joe was all about himself. Joe always planned, plotted, manipulated, and he was definitely the master puppeteer. That's for sure. And look at it through secession, through history. He always played his game. German, thank you for your contribution. My weekly kick up to the boss. LOL. Thank you. I'll use Sammy's line. Thank you for your envelope. I'll use Joe Massino's line. Thank you for the war chest money. Much love and respect, German, from the land down under. Land down under in the house, folks. Thank you, German, as always. Dom, growing up, did you play sports? Yes, I did. My game was basketball. I was decent in ball. I had scouts looking at me my freshman year in high school. They couldn't believe it. Believe it or not, I jumped. I had hops. I could jump. People at the back of my building would get mad. So I'm always trying to dunk, grabbing on the rim, and they'd be upset. So I'm bending the rim. At that time, we didn't have collapsible rims, and they would always, say things. But I was like, man, the hell with you. Just because you can't dunk, leave me alone. Dom, growing up, did you play sport? I'm sorry, just right. German, haha. Just wanted to make you smile, brother. Thank you, you did. I appreciate it. You know what? Thank you, folks. I came on this channel gloomy today. Thank you. Thank you. I was even debating like calling it today. That's how bad I was feeling. Just sometimes with their people's stupidity, you just want to grab them and like, dummy, are you kidding me? What you're saying? You're just a buffoon. You're a moron. And you have to control yourself in life. You can't do that. So and I was gloomy, but thank you so much, everybody. Look, I even have a smile on my face again. Didn't Nose use war chest money for his teeth? Hey, Joey, yes, he did. Yes, he did. You see, Michael's hideous to look at. Listen, I'll say if there's a good looking guy, Michael was hideous. Hideous. He looked like that cartoon character with the minions who looks like a penguin with the nose, the slant. That's Michael Nose. He had no hair, folks. He had no hair. He was bald. Just before I went in, I went downtown with him to his doctor where he was going to get his hair plugs. I got locked up, but obviously he went and got his hair plugs. And then now he got all his teeth. And he was just always hideous to me. Like he was just, and he thought he was God's gift. I didn't care for him. Wasn't my cup of tea. He's a strange looking guy. Oh, yes, he is. That's for sure. That's for sure. Dom, hey, Dom, what made you own your channel, later come up on others? Hey, Dom, what made you do your own channel? You came later on to others. I did my own channel. I was tired. people coming out saying things. What really broke the straw to the camel's back is this Cootie um, coming out and saying that they own the Bronx. They came into the Bronx. They put their flag, talking BS about Vinny. That pissed me off. Like with Ronnie One Arm's son, that they put him in check in Rayos. Vinny was with two other bosses. Number one, you're not even a soldier. You, from what I heard on your case, your claim to fame is the big case. And then after that, it was just like, no, we're going to stop this shit. And then also, I looked at it as therapy for myself, a way to let loose, and then also for marketing stuff I will be doing, put out good quality, and take this to another level. Start helping people with sexual harassment, kids. There's a lot I want to do, but I'm building this first. You have to build the foundation before you could spread out. I'm starting to spread out. I put some things out there. I'm going to continue to put things out there and try my best. And then we'll take it from there. We'll see how it goes. But I'm enjoying this. You see how I was having a horrible day? Of course, you people, you're making me laugh. You put a smile on my face. Thank you. Let's see. Any parole restrictions? And that's something else. Somebody passed a comment. How can I associate? People, I'm free. I'm done. Dominic could do anything he wants. If I want to put a visiting application to see Vinny, I could submit it. If they approve it, they approve it. But nobody could tell me I can't unless they deny my visitation. So I'm free. I could do whatever I want, when I want, how I want, see who I want to see, be involved, as long as I'm not going to do anything illegal. And that's it. But folks, before we get started, go to egvodka.com, order it today, 100% gluten-free, organic, excellent taste, smooth as silk. This is the smoothest vodka. It is crazy. You put a mixer in this, you don't even know you're drinking a drink. So when you do drink it, please drink responsibly because you don't even taste it. That's how good it is. How long was your longest sentence you served? I had 2 10-year sentences. So I think the longest out of the 2 was maybe a little over 9 years. And the second one was same thing. They're both over 9 years. Hey, Dominic, great channel. You look like you're a big guy and strong as an ox. I'm big, but I'm weak as an ox. I'm weak as a kitten. Are you tall? I'm 6 foot tall, about 233 pounds. Somebody could beat. The beating days are over with. That's for sure. The only way I'll put my hands up is if I have to protect myself. But all that, I swore I would never put harm to anybody unless it's coming to me. It's a different story. If I could walk away from it, I already have. Certain altercations, not altercations, certain, I would say acts, I've actually walked away. So, and it's hard. Is Jimmy McManus still in the streets? I would hope so. And in the streets, legally. I know he would never do anything illegal. Just he was always a guy that we knocked around together, went to strip clubs, drinking, having a good time. But Jimmy McManus was always legit. So if he got into a fight here or there, so be it. Everybody does when you're in the streets. There's nothing you could do about that. But he always worked. He always worked. He was with the union. He was involved in construction. He came aboard with me with some construction projects. He was a worker, that's for sure. That's right. Lucky B, don't drink and drive. You might bump and spill your drink. Oh, that's a cold one. That's a good one, though. I like that. Don't drink and drive. We should put that on a shirt. Drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. You might spill your drink. We don't want to waste it. That's for sure. Hit the like button. Okay, thank you. Hit the like button. Free today, all day. Hit that like button. That's right. And subscribe, folks. Even the haters, subscribe. The other day, I think it was Monday, I checked on the analytics. Yes, today's what? Wednesday. Monday. Today's Wednesday. I'm sorry. My days are going by too quick. Monday, 58 new subscribers. Thank you. Much love. 58 in one day. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button. That's probably all the haters so they could come on and hate. So, Dom, did you know Michael Franchese back in the day? No, I didn't. I heard of him. I met Sonny in Petersburg, Virginia. That was a FCI. At that time, Sonny was there, Anthony Colombo, Anthony Russo, Colombo guy Scap. He was there. Big guy Billy. I didn't know his last name. Yeah, a lot of wise guys in that institution. That's where I met Sonny. But no, I never met Michael. I met Michael maybe about 6 months ago, 7 months ago. We met. We sat down for a few hours, had a good conversation. Hell of a guy. Dom, did you? Okay, we read that. Hey, Dom, did Bruno or Vinny ever tell some good stories about Donnie Brasco? No, there was no stories, nothing to tell. Bruno, the only story about the murder of the three capos with his father was he was out partying, and thank God the coke actually saved his life because he should have been there. Did you ever do business in Germany? No, I've been to Germany. When we went to Austria, they drove into Germany. We went to see the Eagle's Nest. Hitler had on top of a mountain, a fortress. I mean, you went into this elevator, it was all brass. It went up so fast, you didn't even realize it, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. That's the only time I was there. What else do we have? Do you know Chris from Corona? That name sounds, well, Chris is a familiar name, but I think I do. If he was around Tough Tony, yes, but not like that. Not like hello. It was just a hello and goodbye. If he was around Tough Tony, he'd see a lot of younger guys with him. Was there ever a time that you did get along with Michael, the nose, and enjoyed his company? Or no? I never got along with him. Maybe the reason being, my father always told me, watch out for him. He's a snake. He's not good. He's very jealous. My father used to date his sister when they were younger. And Michael always never liked my father, never cared for my father. So, and I guess being my father's son, he's not going to care for me. And I looked at Michael like a washwoman. Just to me, a little bitch who would talk about everybody and just hide behind everybody. And I didn't care for him. And then even more so, what he did with Joey Labrano, his wife, to me, that was just not a nice move. And I didn't like his characteristics. So, we tolerated each other, but never liked him at all. What else do we have? What did the Bonannos think about the movie? Again, I don't know what they thought about it. I really didn't discuss it, go into details with it. Did you know Lee DeVanzo? No, I never knew him, never met him. Did not know him. I heard a lot of good things about him, but I heard a lot of bad things about him, but I never met him, never had the opportunity. Have Vinny's sons ever tried to reach out to you after jail? No, not that I'm aware of. So there was one time somebody reached out to me in the Bronx. It was Alan, the guy at the real estate office, and he tried just telling me some stuff about regaining the houses. There's this program, and to me, I just caught it weird. I thought it was some type of setup, so I just disregarded it. I engaged in the conversation, but said, no. If you could do something, go ahead, do it, and then let me know. And it was just strange. It was a strange conversation. Dom, can you possibly explain how Lefty Ruggiero that just was a degenerate gambler, was not made until all his debts were paid? Heard he was an associate most of the time of his life. I really don't know, but when I go through the paperwork, if I find it, you'll be the first one to know. Cornbread, definitely. Alexandria, thank you for your contribution. Any interaction or stories about former Dutch boss Stevie Crea from the Bronx? I heard a lot of good things about him, but I didn't know him. Heard he was a good guy, stand up, but I never met him. So, if I did meet him, I don't remember. So, and I don't think I did. CJ, thank you for your contribution. Did Frankie Lino have a crippled arm from the accident? I don't know. I don't know. I never met Frankie Lino, so I can't tell you. Michael, thank you for the contribution. Yes, I'll keep it up. Keep on going. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Um, and I received a comment today too. I meant to mention. Somebody said, "Hey Dom, why don't you charge or do a subscription base to get the trolls or get the haters off?" Um, but I'm okay. I'm okay with the haters coming on. It's all good. I want to give everybody access to the channel. Because there's people they can't, even if I charge $2.99, there's people that can't afford it, and I don't want to do that to people. I want to put the information out there, the content free to everybody, and you know, if you have funds you want to donate, it's okay. But if you don't, that's even better. I'm not looking for it, but thank you. It's always greatly appreciated. Dom, will you have a close with no? Okay, we already read that. That went through again. Dom, have you ever heard there was a contract on you? No, I never heard that. There could be. It's a possibility, but so be it. My time's up. My time's up. I'm not going to live in fear or worry about it, but I'm not stupid either. My house is like a compound, the property. Like I said, I have a long driveway at night, lights up like a Christmas tree, cameras all over the place. So, if they come, they come. But why do you think I have 3 pit bulls? May even be getting some more. So, like I said, we have a lot of property, so I'm good. Dom, did you stop dyeing your hair? You look different. No, I didn't stop dyeing my hair. Just have my hat on. So, or maybe it's the lighting today. Or maybe it's fact I'm tired. So, and I really don't dye my hair much. The products we're using, I'm testing, but just to tone down the grays. That's it. I want to keep the grays. I actually like the salt and pepper look. Because who am I fooling? All black hair? No, just salt and pepper. I'm good. So all I do is tone it down. Wild Bill was ever your guy talking about a force? Yeah, I heard he was a force, but I never met him. Jeff Nadeau said you guys had a show on Patreon, but it must be too late. Yeah, no, we did have a show on Patreon, the two of us, but with time differences as far as when he's available, when I'm available, we're both doing things, we're both running our YouTube channels. It was a little too much, but I definitely do more things with Jeff. I love him. Really good guy. And you know what I like about Jeff? He'll tell you the way it is. He's not going to kiss anybody's ass. That's what I love about him. So there's times we disagreed, times he insulted me. I'm okay. That's his feelings. That's his opinion. I can't knock it. But I like somebody like that and somebody who's not just kissing my ass or I kiss his ass. Haters bring numbers. You're right about that. Any updates on future Kitty Cat? Oh, yeah, I showed you. Here, this might be our new edition. If it's still there today, went to the vet, to the pound. Here's what I found. Look at this. As soon as I walk to the door, look at that. Can you believe that? Like, come on, take me. Kayla's saying, take me, fluff. And it's not a Russian blue, but it's a gray cat. So, oh man. So we're gonna go back there now in a little while and see if it's still there. So, what was that, Dom? Can we split the contract money, if any, and move to Costa Rica? Okay, you know what, Cornbread? Get the goddamn contract money. Well, I'll go to Costa Rica. I'll go underground. So we'll split it. So there's no conspiracy. I'm telling you, we'll fake it and then we'll break it. It's a good one. Hey, Dom, don't you have Fat Joe Terror Squad story? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do have a Fat Joe story, but I'm not going to tell it just yet. I can't make enemies with Fat Joe. I want Fat Joe to represent this. This is for Fat Joe. Homeboy, people out there, if you have access to Fat Joe, I would love for him to be the face of Champagne the Rock. Champagne the Rock. Listen, get in touch with him. Anybody knows Fat Joe? Reach out. Tell him to hit me up. We have a lot to talk about. And I could tell you my boy Chucky. I'll leave it at that. Um, did you ever meet Barney? How did he get in control to be so young? No, I never met him. It's about who you're around, who you're in bed with, who likes you. Um, if you're around the strength, you're going to rise quicker, especially if you have the qualities. And I heard he was college educated, very smart, sharp. I never met him personally, but that's how you move up quicker. Thank you. So it's a beautiful cat. Thank you. Um, who was the most vicious and scariest gangster you met in your life? That I met, I would have to say, no, I'm not even going to say because they're still out there. But who had a reputation? Gas pipe, hands down, gas pipe, without a doubt. Hey, Dom, besides a murder, what is the worst rule you can break? Oh, the worst rule I broke, but this is murder. Just telling on Vinny. That really bothered me. But other than that, maybe going with somebody's wife, I would say would be the next. Cornbread, thank you for the contribution. Your interaction with your viewers gets a thumbs up. Thank you, Cornbread. I appreciate it. Guys, I'm going to start wrapping this up. I got to get to the pound before they take my Fluff 2 away. We're going to bring a new addition, hopefully, into the household, and we'll see how it goes. So I just want to thank everybody for always supporting, being there. Let's see. Dom, it's Alfonso from Brooklyn with Victory Special Needs Son. I have been going through bad times. Hope your family is well. Just going through a hard time. Have not been watching. Hey, Alfonso, thank you. Listen, stay strong. Don't worry about it. Just, get your family life in order. It's hard. I know times are hard. Everybody struggles at times. Again, just put some music on, listen, do something that calms you down. Remember these words. Don't stress the things you can't change. Don't stress the things you can't change. Change the things you can. Change the things you can. That helps me a lot. I'm not saying it'll help, but it might. And just stay strong. We're here for you. Anytime you want to come on, holla. I'm here. I'll answer you. See, I was tying off. I saw your name, and I had to go read it, and I'm glad I did. Much love to you, and just stay strong. Stay strong. Say your prayers. Go for walks. Do things you like to do. Clear your head sometimes. And that's it. It's the best advice I could give you. But remember, we all go through it. People, have a great day. Please go to egvodka.com. Order your vodka today. 100% gluten-free, organic, smoothest taste you'll ever have with a vodka. So we have 2 flavors. We have the original, rosemary lavender, and an Earl Grey sage. They're all really, really good. And you see the comments from it, people that have already bought it. Once you order it, within 3 to 4 days, it arrives at the house. The liquor store is well stocked up now. So people, thank you again. Have a great day, rest of your day. And I'll see everybody tomorrow, 12 p.m. We're going to be talking about Tommy Karate, Canada, Vito Rizzuto, Anthony Delicato, and many more tomorrow. You'll hear things that things I never even heard of before. You're going to hear tomorrow. Stay tuned for tomorrow's show, 12 p.m. Mafia Roundtable Live with Dominic Sicali. Everybody have a great night, great rest of your day. Peace out.